exclusive Bard Fest. I'm Matthew Sosi of WFYI Radio. We're pleased to present to you As You Like It by William Shakespeare. The show is produced in partnership with Mud Creek Players and made possible by a generous grant from the Indie Arts Commission and Indie Politics. We are forever grateful. The production is directed by Mr. Ron Richards and is based on an adaptation and concept from Mr. Ryan Shelton. This is the first production of the 2023 season of Bard Fest. You can find the complete lineup of the entire festival at indiebardfest.com. We encourage you to check out the other great stories we have prepared for you and tell your friends. No, really, tell your friends. The performance is approximately 2 hours long and there will be one 15-minute intermission. Welcome. We're so glad you've joined us. The performance will begin in a moment.
As I remember it, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed to me by will a poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charged my brother by his blessing to breed me well. And there's where my sadness begins. My brother Jacques, he keeps at school, and reports speak goldenly of his prophet. As for my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, keeps me here at home unkept. And that's what grieves me. And the spirit of my father that I believe is within me begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though I know not yet some wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and you will see how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, to help you mar what God has made. A poor unworthy brother with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed, and be not wild.
Shall I keep the hogs and eat the husk with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should receive such a penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Very well, sir, in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Better than he I am before knows me. You are my eldest brother, and by gentle condition of blood you should know me. I have as much my father in me as you, albeit it is nearer to his reverence that you should come before me.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
What are the hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boyce. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain, and say such a father beget villains. Would thou not, my brother, I would not remove this hand from my throat and pull thy tongue out for saying so.
Let me go, I say!
I will not. For I please, you will hear me. Either allow me such exercises that may become a gentleman, or give me that poor lottery my father lets me by testament, and I will go buy my fortune.
Then what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get thee in. I will not long be troubled with the likes of you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I will no further offend thee than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true I've lost my teeth in your service. Got me with my old master, he would not have spoke such a word.
Rosalind, sweet my cuz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier, unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz. And devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal. But let no be in good earnest, nor no further in sport neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally. How now, wit, whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by my honor, but I was bid come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight that swore by his honor they were good pancakes, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it, the pancakes were not, and the mustard was good, and yet was not the knight forswore.
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
Marry, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my neighbor, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he had sworn it away before he ever saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Prithee, who is it that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely when wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silence, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show.
Come on. Since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness. Oh no, daughter and cousin, are you crept hither to see the wrestling? You shall take little delight in it, I can tell you. There are such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do to try within my strength of youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. We pray you for your own sake to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with such hard thoughts. For I confess myself guilty to deny such fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that so desirous to lie with his mother?
Ready, sir. But you will have to make a more modest one.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace. Do not entreat him to a second. that has so mightily persuaded him from a first.
And you mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. Come your way.
Woo!
Nice form.
Oh, excellent, young man!
And a thunderbolt in my eye, I can tell who should down.
No more, no more.
I beseech your grace, I'm not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles? Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
I would thou had been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, had thou descended from another house. But fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth. I would thou have told me of another father.
Were I my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears unto entreaties ere he thus had ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me to heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love, but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suit with fortune that could give more, but her hand lacks means. Oh, will you go, cuz?
Aye. Fare you well, fair gentleman.
Can I not say thank you? My better clouds have all been thrown down, and what remains standing is but a quinton, a mere lifeless block.
Sir, you have wrestled well, and overthrown more than your enemies.
Go, cuz.
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passions hang these weight upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urges conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Why, cousin. Why, Rosalind. Have mercy. Not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, your words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Throw some of them at me. Come lay me with reasons.
Well, then there were two cousins laying up, when the one should be laying with reason and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
No. Some of it is for my child's father. How full of briars is this working day world?
They are but burrs, cousin, thrown upon you in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These burrs are in my heart.
Wrestle with thy affection.
They take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, a good wish upon you. You will try in time in spite of a fall. But turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
My father, the Duke, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet, I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, hate him not for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And do you love him because I do? Look, here comes the Duke.
His eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these next 10 days, if thou best be found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Did I offend your highness?
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
I, Celia, we stayed her for your sake. Else had she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why, so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, eat together, and wheresoever we went like Juno's swans, still we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee. And her silence, her patience, they speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
Oh, thou art a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Will you change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teaches thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us.
Why? Whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face, the like do you. So shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Would it were not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man. A gallant curtal axe upon my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there what hidden woman's fears there will have. A swashing and a marshal outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do efface it with their semblances.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I will have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look, you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something which hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Eliana.
Cousin, what if we essayed to steal that clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
He'll come along o'er the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away, get our jewels and our wealth together, devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
saints and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam. The season's difference as the icy fangs and the churlish chidings of the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and I say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of that person, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this our life exempt from public haunt. It finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace able to translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Who's there?
What, my young master? Oh, my gentle master! Oh, my sweet master! Oh, your memory of old Sir Roland. Why, what make you here?
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth! Come not within these doors. Within this roof, the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother? No brother. Yet the son, yet not the son. I will not call him son. Of him I was about to call his father. Hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. If you fail with that, he'll have other means to cut you off. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Why whither, Adam? Would thus have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
Would thus have me go and beg for food? Or with base and boisterous sort of enforce a thievish living on the common road?
I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved unto your father. Here is the gold. And all this I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. Lusty but kindly. Let me be yours. Let me go with you, and I will do all your service of a younger man, all your business and necessities.
But poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree that cannot so much as a blossom yield. But in lieu of all thy pains in husbandry, we will go along together, and ere thy youthful wage is spent, we will light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. I care not for my spirit if my legs were not weary.
If I could find in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman, but I must comfort the weaker vessel, as doublet knows ought to find itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, good Eliana.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I had rather bear with you than bear you. Yet I should bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye. Now mine Arden, the more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place. But travelers must be content.
Aye, be so good, Touchstone. Who comes here? A young man and an old and solemn dog.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess, for I've loved ere now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But tell me, if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think never did man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been run to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst never love so heartily. For if thou rememberest not the slightest folly that love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearying thy hearer in thy mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passions now make me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd. Searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And I mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone and bid him take that for coming a night to Jane's smile. And I remember the kissing of her batlets and the cow's doves and pretty chopped hens and milk. And I remember the wooing of a peace card instead of her, from whom I took 2 cards, and giving her them again said with weeping tears, wear these for my sake. We that are true lovers run into strange capers. But as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature in love, mortal in folly.
Thou speak wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, shall never beware my own wit till I break my shins against it.
Oh, Joe, this shepherd's passion lies much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, will one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food? I faint almost to death.
Holy cloud!
Peace, you fool! He's not thy kinsman!
Who calls?
You're better, sir.
Else I may very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I pray you, shepherd, if that love or gold might in this desert place by entertainment, bring us where we might rest ourselves and feed. Here is a young maid with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor.
Oh, yes, come with me, and if you like, report upon the soil, the prophet, and his kind of life. I am your very faithful feeder bee.
I think he must be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
My lord, he was even now gone hence, for here he was merry and full of song.
Oh, tea, compact of jars, grow musical. We shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go seek him. Tell him I will speak with you. Well, now, monsieur, what a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool, a miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun. That fools should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh, sans intermission, an hour by his dial. Oh, noble fool! The worthy fool! Motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool! One that hath been a courtier, and says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, the which he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool! I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Well, thou shalt have one.
But who comes here?
Forbear, need no more.
Oh, I have eaten none yet.
Lord, shall not, till necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come of?
Wilt thou thus bolden man by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners and in civility thou seem so empty.
You touch my veins first, but the thorny point of bare distress have taken from me the subtle show of smooth civility. Though I'm inland bred and know some nurture, forbear, I say. He dies that touch any of that food before I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What wilt thou have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force shall move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently? Pardon me, I pray. I thought all things had been savage here. I blush and hide my sword.
True is it that we have seen better days, and therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have that to your wanting may be ministered.
Forbear your food a little while. There is a poor old man who hath after me in many a weary step limped in pure love. Till he first be oppressed, answer 2 weak evils, age and hunger, I shall not touch a bit.
We'll go find him out then, and we will waste nothing until you return.
Thank you, and bless you for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage. And all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his act being 7 ages. At first the infant, newly in puking in the nurse's arms. And then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble, piped and whistled in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness, mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed.
Thank you most for him.
So as you need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome.
All too I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, as mine eyes doth his evities witness, truly lined and living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father, the residue of your fortune. Go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thou master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand, and let me all your fortunes understand.
Hang there my verse, in witness of my love, and thy thrice-crowned queen of night, with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy huntress's name, that my whole life doth sway. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and their barks all character, so that every eye within this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, and carve in every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
And how like you the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect that it is in the fields, it pleases me well. But in respect that it is not in the courts, it is tedious. As is in a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well. As there is no more plenty, and it goes much against my stomach. Has any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
Oh, no more than I know that the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. That he that wants money, means, and content are without three good friends. That the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep. And the great cause of the night is a lack of the sun. And those that find no wit by art nor nature may complain of a good breeding, or comes from a very dull kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end. From the east to western end. No jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind but the fair of Rosalind.
I will rhyme you so 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted.
Oh, fool.
For a taste, if a heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosaline. If a cat will lack your kind, so be sure will Rosaline. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosaline. They that reap must sheath and bind, then depart with Rosaline. Sweetest nut has sourest rind, such a nut is Rosaline. He that sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick in Rosalind. This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Now, back friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, Sarah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honorable retreat, though not with bag and baggage, yet with script and scrimmage.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came. For look here, what I found on a palm tree.
Trout you who had done this.
Is it a man?
And a chain that you once wore about his neck? Change your color?
Prithee, who?
Oh, Lord, Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes, and so encounter.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that, out of all hoping.
Good, my complexion. Dost thou think, though I am compraisant like a man, I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? 1 inch more is a south sea of discovery. I prithee, tell me who it is. Quickly and speak apace. Oh, I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, so I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
What manner of man? Is he of God's making? Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Well, God will send him more, if man will be thankful. But stay me the growth of his beard, if thou delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that tricked up the wrestler's heels and your heart.
Nay, but the devil take mocking, speak sad brow and true, maid.
If faith cause, 'tis he.
Oh, alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? Oh, what didst he when thou sawest him? Oh, what said he? How looked he? Where went he? What makes him here? Did he ask for me? Wherein remains he? Oh, how parted he with thee, and when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in 1 word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size. To say aye and no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
But does he know that I am in this forest and in man's apparel? Look he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled.
I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry hollow to thy tongue, I prithee, and correct unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden, thou bringest me out of tune.
Do you not know that I am a woman when I think I must speak? Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Soft, comes he not here?
Oh, 'tis he. Slink by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had as lief have been myself alone.
And so would I, but for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I desire we be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you, mar no more of my verse by reading them ill-favored.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them out of rings?
Not so, but I answer your right painted cloths from which you studied your questions.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me and we two will rail against our mistress the world and all our misery?
I will chide no breather in this world except myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
A fault I would not change for your better virtue. I weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He's drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall find him.
There I will see mine own figure. I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, miss your melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is o'clock?
You should ask what time of day. There are no clocks in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Oh, sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherd, my sister, in the skirts of the forest like the fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native to this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where it is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than could be purchased in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many. For indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man. For there he fell in love in his courtship. Well, I have heard him meet many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses as he generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you recount any of the principal evils he laid charge on her?
There were none principal. They were all like one another, as halfpence are. The one fault seeming monstrous until his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man that haunts this forest, that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hanging odes upon hawthorns, elegies on brambles, all forsooth deifying the name Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love shaken. What is your remedy?
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He hath taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, blue eye and sunken, which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not, though I pardon you for that, for simply having in beard is a younger brother's revenue. Then your toes should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, and your shoes untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation, but you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as seeming the lover of yourself than the lover of any other.
Would that I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it. But, in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I say deserves as well a dark house and a whip, as madmen do. And the reason why they're not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary, even the whippers are in love. But I profess in curing it by counsel.
Have you ever cured any such?
Yes, one. And in this way was he to imagine me his love, his mistress. And I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, shallow, fantastical, apish, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything. And thus I cured him, and in this way will I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there might not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, you.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my cot and woo me.
Now by the truth of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And, by the way, you will tell me where in the forest you live. Come, will you go?
On my heart, baby.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, will you go?
Come hastily, Audrey. I will fetch up your coats, Audrey. And how, Audrey, am I the man yet? Does my simple feature content you?
Oh, your features. Lord warrant us, what features.
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, knowledge ill-inhabited, worse than Jove in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child, understanding it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly I would the gods had made thee poetical.
Well, I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry may be said as lovers they do feign.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou were a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou were hard favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey as sauce to sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I am not fair. Therefore, I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to catch away honesty upon a foul slut would have put good meat into an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut! Though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, promised to meet me in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, gods give us joy.
Amen. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martex, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or else the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed. Proceed, I'll give her.
Good evening, good master, what you called. How do you do, sir? You are very well met. God don't you for your last company. I'm very glad to see you, even a toy in hand here, sir. Nay, pray be covered.
Will you be married motley?
As the ox has his bow, sir, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bell, so man hath his desires. And as pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And would you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will join you together as they join wainscot. Then one of you will prove a shrunk panel and, like green timber, warp. Warp!
I am not of the mind, but I were better to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well, and not being well married, it'll be a good excuse for me for hereafter to leave my wife.
Come with me and let me counsel thee.
He's a good go. He's a good go. Where are we going? Hi, I'm Audrey.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good a cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly, there's no truth in him. Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely, quite traverse athwart the heart of his lover. Oh, but all's brave that youth mounts and folly guides. Oh, who comes here?
Ah, mistress and master, you've oft inquired after the shepherd that complained of love, who you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud, disdainful shepherd that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
Ah, if you will see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain, come with, and I shall guide you, if you will mark it.
Come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Lead us to this sight, and you shall say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. Of the common executioner, whose part the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humped neck, but first begs pardon. Or would you sterner be than he who dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner! I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart. And if mine eyes can wound, let him kill thee!
Dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you find in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, so shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrow makes.
But till that time, come not thou near me. Until that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, pity me not. And until that time I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, as by my faith I see no more in you than with a candle may go dark to bed. Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than the ordinary of nature's sail work. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like the froggies out puffing fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. But mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy. Love him. Take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. Therefore take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Sweet youth! I pray you, chide a year together. I'd have rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If this be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I'm falser than vows made in wine. Where you go, sister? Shepherd, ply her hard. Come, sister. Shepherd, look on him better and be not proud. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he. No, you are not.
Wait!
I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you, and you talk in blank verse.
Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover, and you serve me such another trick, never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts and break but 1,000 part of that minute in the affairs of love. It may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him o'er the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholding to your wives for. But he comes armed in his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come, woo me, woo me. For now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. And what would you say? Would I your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Hey, you were better speak first. And then when you were gravelled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orders, when they are out they will spit. And for lovers lacking, God warn us matter, the cleanliest shift is to kiss.
How? If my kiss be denied.
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins a new matter.
Who could be out being before his beloved mistress?
Marry, that should you, if I were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, but get out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because then I'd be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say I will not have you.
Then in my own person I die.
No. Faith, die by attorney. This poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time there was not any man died in his own person but dilicent in a love cause. But come now, I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. Ask what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, Faith, will I. But Fridays and Saturdays and all.
Wilt thou have me?
I and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Well, then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando.
I pray thee, marry us.
What do you say, sister?
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why now as fast as she can marry us?
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
Now, tell me, how long will you have her once you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they are wed. Maids are maids when they are May. But the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of you than a Barbary cock pigeon over his head, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my pleasures than a monkey. I will weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain, and I will do that when thou art inclined to be merry. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art disposed to sleep.
Will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do. How say you now? It is past 2 o'clock, and here, much Orlando!
I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he had taken his bow and arrows and has gone forth to sleep. Look, who comes here?
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe bid me give you this. I know not the contents. It bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this and play the swagger, bear this, bear all. She says that I am not fair, that I lack manners, she calls me proud, and says she could not love me. Her love is not the hair that I want. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
Come, you are a fool, and turned into the very extremity of love. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention, and his hand.
Sure, it is hers.
'Tis a boisterous and a cruel style. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, for I have never heard it yet heard much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Tell you this, railing?
Why thy Godhead laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart? Did to ever hear such railing, whiles you chide me, I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me. And by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Are you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Oh, do you pity him? Oh no, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman to make thee an instrument and play false strains upon thee, not to be endured? But go your way to her, for I can see that love hath made thee a tame snake. And say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee, and if she will not, I'll never have her, unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. I pray you, if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote, fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream left on your right hand brings you to the place. But at this hour the house doth keep itself, there is none within.
If then an eye may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description, such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor. Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast of being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you, both, and to the shepherd youth, he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What are we to understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you will know of me what man I am, and how, and where, and why this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return again within an hour, and, pacing through the forest, a wretched, ragged man lay sleeping on his back. A lioness lay couched, head on ground, with udders all drawn dry, with cat-like watch, when that sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on none that'll seem as dead. This scene, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Well, I've heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, did he leave him there food for the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back, and purpose so. But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell forth, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother?
Was you he rescued?
Was you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin.
In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave, there stripped himself, and here, upon his arm, the lion had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled, and now he fainted, and in fainting called upon his Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wound, and given some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin, dyed in his blood, unto the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
What? How Ganymede? Sweet Ganymede.
Many will swoon when they do look upon blood.
There is more in it. Cousin Ganymede.
Look, he recovers.
Oh, would I were at home.
We'll lead you thither. I pray you, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth. You, a man, you lack a man's heart.
I do so. I confess it. Oh, sirrah! The body may have thought this was well counterfeited. Pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeited. I know. Oh, pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us. Oh.
Is it possible upon so little acquaintance you should like her? And but seeing love, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant? And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither bring the giddiness of it into question, nor the poverty of her. Our brief acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Eliana. Say with her that she loves me. Consent to both, that we may enjoy each other, for it shall be to your good. For the house and all the revenue that was old Sir Roland's will I estate upon you, and here, live and die, a shepherd.
You have my consent. Your wedding will be tomorrow. I will go and invite the Duke and all of his well-contented followers. Go and prepare, Leon. For look you, here comes my Roz.
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he gave me your handkerchief?
Aye. Greater wonders than that.
Oh. I know where you are. For your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed. No sooner sighed, but they asked one another the reason. And in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, and they will climb it incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They are in the very wrath of love, and they will together. Clubs cannot part them.
They will be married tomorrow. I will go and invite the Duke to the nuptials. But oh, what a bitter thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By how much shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart's heaviness? By knowing my brother's happiness, by having what he wishes for.
Then tomorrow I cannot play your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you no longer with idle talking. Know of me then. For now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a gentleman of good conceit. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3-year-old, conversed with a magician most profound in his arts, and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart, as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Eliana, then you shall marry her. I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it appear not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speakest you in sober meaning?
By my life I do, which I tender dearly, though I say I am a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array. Bid your friends For if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will.
Ganymede!
Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
Oh, youth, you have done me much ungentleness to show the letter I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a most faithful shepherd. Look on him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
An eye for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes. All adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, all obedience. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
Oh, if this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
Who do you speak to? If I blame you me to love you.
Look, it's not here. I'm not here.
Pray you, no more of this. It is like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. Oh, I will help you, if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together, and I will marry you if ever I married woman, and I shall be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you, if ever I satisfied a man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you, if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. Fare you well. I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I!
Nor I.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all that he has promised?
I sometimes do believe and sometimes do not. As though they fear, they hope, and know they fear.
Peace! Once more, whilst our compact is urged. You say, when I bring in your Rosalind, you'll bestow her on Orlando here.
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
You say you'll have her when I bring her.
That I would, if I were of all kingdoms king.
You say you'll marry me if I be willing.
That would I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you'll give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
So is the bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe if she will.
Though to have her in death were both one thing.
And so have I promised to make this matter all even. Keep your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive. Keep your word, Phoebe, to marry me, or else refusing me to wed this shepherd. Keep your word, Silvius, that you'll marry her if she do refuse me. From hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My good lord, the first time I ever saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But this boy is forest born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, who report is a great magician, obscured in the circles of forest.
There is sure another flood toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here comes a very strange beast, which in all tongues is called a fool.
Salutation and greeting to you all.
Good my lord, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubts that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trod a measure. I have flattered a lady. I have been politic with my friend, smooth with my enemy. I have undone 3 tailors. I have had 4 quarrels and like to have fought one.
And how was that taken up?
Faith we met and found the quarrel was upon the 7th cause.
How 7th cause? Good my lord, like this fellow.
I like him very well.
God ild you, sir. I desire you of the like. I present here, sir, amongst the rest of the country copulatives, to swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favored thing, sir, but my own. A poor humor of mine to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells like a miser, sir, in a poor house, as your pearl in your foul oyster.
Good my lord, is this not a rare fellow? He's as good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
To you, I give myself, for I am yours. To you, I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rasa.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu.
I'll have no father, if you be not he. I'll have no husband, if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman, if you be not she.
O my niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter, welcome in no less to me.
I will not eat my word, now that thou art mine. Thy faith, my fancy to thee doth combine.
There is much matter to be heard and learned. You to your former honor I bequeath your patience and your virtue well deserved. You to a love your true faith doth merit. You to your land and love and great allies. You to a long and well-deserved bed. And you to wrangling, for thy loving voyage is but for 2 months' victual. So to your pleasures, I am for other than for dancing measures.
Oh, stay, Jaques, stay.
To see no pastime I, what you would have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed, proceed. We will begin these rites as we trust them in true delights.
Up.
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but 'tis no more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet, with good wine they do use good bushes, and a good play is proved the better with the help of a good epilogue. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue nor can insinuate to you in behalf of a good play. I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, oh women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, oh men, for the love you bear to women, for I can see by your simpering that none of you hates them, between you and the women, the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that liked me, complexions that pleased me, and breaths that defied me not. And I am sure as many of you as have good beards, or good faces, or sweet breaths, will, for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell.
Well done. I enjoyed it very much.